So, Bricklyn, you're the expert. You read the numbers for us.
Well, you know, some of the big themes we're looking for this month, non-store retailers front, so that Amazon Prime effect we were looking for. You know, we didn't quite get a huge surge in non-store retailers, 0.8%. Of course, Amazon taking up nearly half of the non-store retailers. So big player in that market, not as much of a surge as some people were expecting on that front, but some pretty good numbers overall. Department stores seem to be doing okay. You know, we got some bounce back in clothing stores and some weakness in sporting goods and things like that. So overall, the kind of story on retail sales remains to be quite positive. We see consumer spending quite positive through the middle of this year. And then the question is, what happens next?
And what does this also tell us, if anything, about earnings? We've got some strong Home Depot numbers out. We got, surprisingly, the upside Macy's numbers, although Alex points out the stock is actually down in pre-trading right now. We've got Walmart coming up. We've got some big ones still to come. What correlation might there be between these retail sales numbers and what we can expect in earnings for the quarter?
I find very little. We talk with our retail folks on the credit side quite often and equities, and you know we find that the two are just quite disconnected. A lot of very nuanced stories going on that side.
I also want to point out for productivity. Productivity rose in the second quarter at 2.9%. That seems to be the biggest gain since the first quarter of 2015. So yes, unit labor costs are lower. Productivity, though, appears to be stronger. Can I start to say things like inflection point, Bricklyn? Or, I mean, is this what we're starting to read into here?
You know, hopefully that's right. I think a lot of people...
We love investing on hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people in the White House would love to hear that. I think right now, you know, what we usually see with productivity is that these numbers are extremely volatile, obviously, with some negative prints and we get some big positive, but certainly the trend is moving higher, which makes sense with the investment we've seen that's been picking up over the past year. Well,
that is the question. Is it too soon to say that maybe some of the capital investment is paying off?
It should be. It should be. You know, one print gets revised heavily, maybe. Hopefully not, though. I think the magnitude of the number is quite substantial, but it's not quite spilling over in the broad effects, I think, Alex, as you mentioned, into some of those unit labor costs or some of those wages pieces that you'd normally expect when you start to see a surge in productivity.